What's up guys, Paolo from Athletic IQ. Today, I'm going to teach you how to squat. Okay, the first thing you need to know is that there are several types of specialized equipment available for squatting when it comes to stability equipment. In this video, you'll see three types of accessories being used for squatting. Early on in the video, you'll see some neoprene knee sleeves, which can be useful for anyone with knee stability issues as they keep the knees warm while exercising and provide some extra support while training. You'll also see that I have some squat shoes here on the ground. Squat shoes or Olympic lifting shoes have a slight elevation in the heel. They have a very flat and stiff sole to maximize point of contact with the ground. These can be particularly useful for anyone with difficulty getting a full range of motion in their squat. In other words, if you've got tight ankles or hips, these will help you squat below parallel. Later on in the video, you'll see some wrist wraps. Now we'll go through rack height setup. As you can see, the height is set up so the rack is in line with the bottom part of the shoulders. You don't want to set the rack too high, as you won't be able to unrack the barbell if it is. Likewise, you don't want it too low either, as you shouldn't have to squat the bar out of the rack, because that would waste far too much energy. When the bar is on the rack, it should be positioned in line with your armpits. As you can see, the bar sits relatively low on the traps. Now we're going to break down the squat. The squat can be broken down into four main movements. The pick, where you unrack the bar. The walkout, which is a 3-step technique. The full squat, or dropping into the pocket as it's otherwise known. And then finally, re-racking the bar. That's where you return the bar to its original position. Pretty straightforward really. Now it's time for us to break down the squat even further. Let's break down the pick. There are two types of squats with regards to bar placement on your back. There's a high bar squat, where the bar sits high on your traps. This is probably the most common squat that you'll see in a commercial gym. Then there's a low bar squat, where the bar sits lower on your traps. Now this can be more uncomfortable for people with tight shoulders, but it's also widely considered to be a more efficient squat and a very common squat in the powerlifting circles. Check out the bar placement in these two close-ups. The high bar, placing the bar on the higher part of the traps, and then the low bar on the lower part of the traps. Now let's look at the final demonstration of the pick. Pay attention to where foot placement is in relation to the bar. Popping the hips to unrack the bar, after ensuring that the bar is tight on the traps. Now let's have a look at the walkout. The walkout is a 3-step process that is very deliberate, making sure you don't lose tightness in the upper body or trip over your own feet. The range of your squat is dependent on your mobility and strength. If you have it, you should break parallel and perform a full squat or ass to grass. For those who can't get as low, you don't have the mobility to do so, you then have the option of placing a box underneath you to perform a box squat in the initial stages while improving your mobility and strength over time. An important note when re-racking the bar is that you should walk into the rack as if you're going to walk through it. Once the barbell catches the back of the rack, you should drop with it so that the barbell falls onto the lip or the catcher. This is the most efficient and safe way to put the bar back on the rack. You don't want to put one side down and then the other. That will cause you to lose tightness, and it's very dangerous as you lose control of the barbell at heavier loads. An important point regarding bar path is that you want to ensure that the bar path is as efficient as possible. It should move straight down and back up again, and the bar shouldn't be swaying forward or back as you move, particularly if there's a lot of weight on that bar. This is why it's very important to treat the squat as a skill and not just as an exercise to burn calories or lose weight.